Agus, we're here today to deal with the Government's Consumer Credit Amendment Bill 2022, and I suppose this is an issue that all of us who have been working in our constituencies and having clinics are very aware that the most vulnerable in society really can so often be reliant on these type of money lenders, and who really, as a result, lose huge amounts of money and spend huge amounts of money on trying and attempting to pay back these bills. And look, we've all heard of horror stories of people who have been stuck in that cycle. And indeed, of course, it is welcome that we are here today to try and make some kind of an effort in relation to this. But I do have to say that in reality, this bill really is a poor cousin of my colleague Deputy Doherty's bill, the Consumer Credit Amendment Bill 2018. And I know that this is, Minister, something that Deputy Doherty has been campaigning on for some time and has really shone a light on. And it is unfortunate that this new bill is a weaker and more watered down version of that particular bill, because it really is a situation that is at crisis point. And Minister, we also know that the rising cost of fuels, the rising cost of living is putting a severe impact on ordinary working people, and that those people will more and increasingly be pushed into borrowing money in an attempt to keep food on the table and indeed to keep the lights on. And I think from listening to my colleague's speech there, it is very clear the amendments and the differences that we in Sinn Féin and indeed in that particular bill would have put in place, because what we need to realise, and what is absolutely necessary to understand, is that those who use money lenders really are the poorest and most vulnerable in society, and a lot of the time they're locked out of the normal banking system and are pushed in the direction of money lenders as a result of that. And it means that these people can end up racking up colossal amounts of money in interest, and that is why Sinn Féin had introduced our own bill, and that bill would have limited interest rates to 3 times the market average, which less than this particular bill that you're bringing forward here. So it is unfortunate that you aren't dealing with it to the same extent as we would have done, and as we have very clearly pointed out, because the reality is, when we don't deal with these things head on, when we don't deal with these things in the best possible way, it just means that the most vulnerable in our society will go further into debt, they'll incur higher fees, and it'll increase default rates, leading to absolutely more misery for our own people, for our own constituents. So once again, Minister, this is a missed opportunity, but sometimes I have to say, Minister, sometimes this government never misses an opportunity to miss an opportunity, and the change to the way money lenders operate in this state really should have been done years ago. It should have been done in 2018 when Sinn Féin and Deputy Doherty introduced the bill, because what we need to do is, we can't have a situation of dither-dallying and delaying. We need to actually have action, and it's good to have some kind of action, but in this case, just doing the bare minimum really doesn't mean that it is going to have a massive impact on the people, those people who are going to continue having to rely on money lenders, as we see the increase in inflation, as we see the increase in fuel, as we see increases in rent across this state. So, Minister, I have to say it is unfortunate that the bill that my own colleague had put forward hadn't been adopted in 2018, because we would have come a long way since then.